When was your last good day? When you felt healthy and happy, and problems seemed to stay away? Yesterday? The day before? Was that when life was not a chore or a bore, or you didn't want more? Sometimes things go bad. Things go bad and they get you sad and mad, and you're reminded of what you could have had. But you know tomorrow will be a better day. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day that made me who I am. Thank you for hearing me. I'm puzzling. A puzzle. Autism is this kind of invisible muzzle. I'm often asked what it's like, and I never have the words, even though they dart around my head like birds, pecking at the inside of my skull, because they want to be free, and I want them to be, but I can never find the words. Being different makes others indifferent. I've always been in exile. I'm seldom a friend, I just am. And my more often than not lonely existence is lived behind this dam, built the way dams should be. Unbreachable. And so each side from the other in my mind is unreachable. I'm told it's no good to be normal. Formally, I like to agree. Informally, I'm so inescapably, solitarily abnormal. Knowing the pain of those who feel lonely isn't somewhere I arrive at, it's home. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day I've been gifted with unfailing empathy. Thank you for giving me a more gentle soul. In the 2nd grade, I was sexually assaulted. I knew what had happened. Felt so revolted. I went to a teacher. It's what we were taught to do, and she told me that it didn't count. Then the pain. At first people said it was a phase, give it some time, it'll take a few days, and yeah, it took a few days, then a few weeks, then a few months, then a few years, then before I knew it, it had been 7 years. 7 years of something that wasn't ever supposed to last. To this day, my case has never been brought to the authorities, all because of a teacher who assumed that I, an 8-year-old boy, had not been sexually assaulted. And yet 7 years had passed, telling no one what had happened. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day that put me on the path I'm traveling. Thank you for giving me something to fight. I had a friend. A best friend. She was good to me. You were good to me. Good with me, good for me. Stood with me, stood for me. If I had done something stupid, I'm sure she would for me. I know I asked for too much. Such hurt was something I feared could not be touched, not even by you. I've never been one for having friends. Mainly because of the message having friends tends to send to me. Friendships end, and they don't end painlessly. Ours didn't. I don't have too many regrets, to be honest. A few big ones here and there, but my biggest was hurting you, and it's one regret I felt and carried everywhere and in everything I do. You never cease to amaze. It took 5 years, but you found it in your heart to forgive me. Even when there was damage I was sure would outlive me. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day since you proved I wasn't beyond help and health. Thank you for saving me from myself. Too much of the cure can be poisonous. I learned that the hard way, talking a girl down from suicide. Living on the edge for 2 years, day by day. I'm not religious, but still, for her, I pray. I stopped her. She's happy now, but I paid. I paid in trust, in lust, in all the strength I could muster, in ambitions that fell out of reach, leaving me in their dust, but carried ever onwards by some gust of sense of what I might be worth, even with my nerves of steel then buried in rust and earth. I idled too long in an impossible situation. No win for fear of loss, and I became lost, tarnished with disuse, misuse, abuse. If nothing else, I've something to be proud about. I saved a life, left me without, but left her with a life. I wouldn't do anything differently. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day since I learned the long, harsh lesson that's the value of a life. Thank you for pulling through for me. It was hard, Dad, when Mom said you were walking out on us. I was just home from work, and you dropped me off without a word. I held her while she cried. You should have gone sooner. I wish you had, because I grew up in Oakville, where cocaine is a fad. Most of my life you were using, and not just drugs. My mom, my sister, my brothers, me. You use and you use. You tortured us, confused as to why we now choose to be without a father. A father shows care above all else, love above all else. Can you remember the last time you told me that you loved me, that you were proud of me? I can't. But I remember the last time you had the chance. You didn't. Maybe because you don't. Maybe because you aren't. Maybe because you couldn't. Maybe you're remorseful. That'd be a pretty good start. You tell me we're a lot alike and treat it as a compliment. To me, there were few greater insults once the damage was done. I hope drugs were worth it, and I hope you had fun. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day I got to prove I'm not the idiot you made sure I knew I was growing up. Thank you for teaching me who I don't want to be. Mom, maybe it was best that you were idle. You never stood up to Dad. You never stood up for us. You never stood up for me, but I suppose if you had, things wouldn't have been so bad. And if things hadn't been so bad, I might not have been so mad. I might not have been so sad. Now, say what you will about this life I live. You gave me no choice but to toughen up, to roughen up my edges and give my all. Knowing I have a future all my own, brighter than being raised by a bully and a bystander, is a powerful motivator. Dad has this way of bringing you to a halt, a standstill. I know. He did the same thing to me for a long, long time. It piles up. Your hands fill. It's a landfill, but the man will never let up. He never will. It's not your fault. He'll never lose a battle of wills, even if your losing it kills you. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day I got to see you finally doing what you wanted, when you wanted, without someone else in control. Thank you for showing me that, yeah, love is blind, but just as much that it can be blinding. Rumors ruin me in the eyes of others. The things people said I did, I'm still not rid of. So for the longest time, I hid. I wound up in the hospital when I heard what they'd done. I needed the help with nowhere to run. And they put me on antidepressants. For the first time in a while, I felt able to have fun. The fresh hell on the outside was a cruel one. Antidepressants were no help but a hindrance. When two of your friends decided it'd be funny to say I was addicted to pills, it kills. Because people thought that I, a rape victim, had raped you. So the pills fit nicely into the portrait of a monster that was painted and fainted by whoever wanted to punish me so. And no, I'm not sainted. I was awful, and it's something I tried to bury, but I've had to carry all this time. I've hardly had a friend since. I had to change my name. It just got out of hand. It wasn't planned. I'm sorry for how things went. Hurt for you and me was never what the other meant. Tell me, when was your last good day? Mine was every day I learned to live with the mistakes I've made. Though a lot of good days escape from us, I'd say. Thank you for even through that bitter end, hoping I'd be okay. I keep going. I've gone a long while now, most of it with difficulty. But of this next bit, I'm certain. I'll go on, right up until life sees fit to drop the curtain. I've come so far and done so much. It'd really be a shame to crush the hope that I have left within my heart. Yes, hope. I haven't reached the end of my rope. Despite my pain, I focus on gain. Despite my rage, I turn the page in a funny, awkward, sad, happy, long, and foremost unfinished story of my life, one of triumph over strife. Despite that I'm stressed, I'll do my best to do everything I can. I will make friends and find means to all my ends. You'll be okay if you know tomorrow will be a better day. If you asked me how I do it, here is what I'd say. Tell me, when was your last good day? As often as humanly possible, my answer will be today. Believe it or not, good days are a choice. It's as easy as taking the time to appreciate a smile, the moon, a good movie, or a great tune, a friend, a lover, or reading by flashlight under the covers. I'll always have happiness to borrow, because even on a bad day, I can choose to feel better tomorrow.